I love you. Happy. Sad. Treat. Treat.
You just wanted more chips.
Yeah.
That was so
That was it.
cheating.
I trained you.
Okay.
Okay.
Treat.
So anyway, what are these buttons? I mean, other than an absolute social media craze and a cottage industry. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. So
Let's get catified. I love you. 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 I love you.
what is it? What is it about these buttons, these talking buttons that, you press them, you basically just record something. So, hey, Mr. Button. Battery's dead, probably. Hello, Button. Dogs and now cats are stepping on these buttons. Once they press it, apparently they're saying something to the human. As you saw before, clearly I wasn't, I was making fun of it. And I know that in certain circles I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, but this is just my opinion. But it's based in some science here, so I'm going to get to both of those things. Now, the talking button craze, where did it come from? For the most part, it came from Christine Hunger, who, her and her dog Stella really popularized this.
What if dogs could talk? I mean, with actual words.
I ordered some recordable buttons right away. I started with outside, play, and water. About a month in, she started saying her first word, and from there, we just kept adding vocabulary as we went.
So Stella's board grew. No treats needed.
And I think after that, Bunny the dog was the next dog who went totally viral on TikTok. And actually, Bunny's behavior and her behavior with the button is now being studied by UC Davis. Now we start getting into cats. I got some serious problems with the cat thing. And let me explain why. Oh, but wait a minute. Before I get into that, subscribe, thumbs up, comment.
Happy. 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 Happy.
All right, so the first thing I want to lay out is why I just don't think, period, we're going to see these talking buttons work for cats. Is I don't believe, anyway, that cats are fully domesticated. 120, 130,000 years in terms of our relationship with them has only changed course, let's say over the last 200 years. And if you know evolution, that's a tiny little drop in the bucket. The thing that differentiates cats from, let's say, dogs, is that dogs we've been selectively breeding for a very, very long time to meet us at the communicative fence. Cats demand that you compromise in order to have a successful relationship with them. And I think that has frustrated a lot of humans along the way. Proof positive is I've had a job for 30 years. And that is how I set up my next point.
Sad. 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 Sad.
This is why those buttons are truly problematic. So number one, we can't test for emotional states of cats. Again, I wouldn't have a job. There'd be a lot more empirical studies on the communication skills of cats and how humans and cats communicate from emotional standpoints. And that just hasn't happened. So when we start talking about my cat is saying, I'm happy, or I'm angry. What does an angry cat look like? Yes, we've seen the hisses, we've seen the growls, the yowls, all of the vocal expressions that I went over in this video right over my head, so you can watch that whenever you want to. But that's how cats define it. Humans define it by brooding or exploding or pacing the floors or, some kind of passive-aggressive, whatever it is. A cat hitting a button saying, I'm angry, doesn't work. Now, when it comes to actions, for instance, treat. Well, obviously that works. Or even outside. They hit a button and that's what happens. Or they hit the button, they get a treat. That's training. We are saying if you do something, the likelihood is you're going to get this in return, and you're probably going to get it in a very consistent way. That's training, and those are the actions. We are just playing with fire here. It is trying to define a cat's world through a human lens. We call that anthropocentric. saying that the human experience is at the center of the universe. And that's dangerous because that offsets the experience of not just cats, but the entire animal kingdom that is not human. We're just shortcutting here. We are shortcutting what is relationship between species. If you guys are at all familiar with my program called Cat Positive, that was all based around clicker training, and we would do things like high fives to get cats to be more adoptable, more social, more interactive with people when they're at a shelter environment. But you can also train your cat to sit in a certain spot while you're making dinner, or to go to a certain spot when you want them to go for a walk and put their harness on, things like that. Absolutely, you can do these things with your cat through regular old training techniques.
Treat, 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 treat.
You want to know how to communicate with your cat? You meet them at the fence. You learn cat body language. What makes for a contented cat? So the idea that you can, from the press of a button, get what you want from your cat is, at the end of the day, it's a shortcut. So let's just embrace what is the reality. That if you met somebody, and I know this isn't a perfect analogy, but if you met somebody who you just fell in love with at first sight, and they spoke Mandarin and you spoke English, you would try to match up physical gestures, even though they may be completely different culturally, and inflections, and how sentences are put together, and you find a way based on the fact that you think that you love this other being. To a certain degree. That's what I'm telling you to do here. So instead of doing this,
I love you.
and going, Sparky loves me. Instead of that, try this. Take a look at what's going on there. The closed eyes. If you've ever seen me talk about the slow blink, if you haven't, check that out. That is communication. If you see the nuzzling in, the absolute unmistakable love that's happening, it's based on his expressions and his clear physical, energetic love for this cat and what that cat is giving back to him. That's understanding cat communication, human communication, and where we meet. Please feel free to disagree or agree with what I'm saying. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with using buttons to do tasks. That's fine. Why not try clicker training? Clicker training is much more to the point. You don't have to buy a whole series of buttons connected by a rug of some sort. And it's a lot more predictable. You are saying, let's do a high five. High five, click, treat. That works. There's a video right here. There's also one in the comments to take a look at how to do that. Oh, and by the way, if there's examples of you with your cat and your cat demonstrating something to you that's unmistakable, send that in to this link right here because I want to know about it. Also, use the comments below to tell me everything that's on your mind about this topic. Have you tried buttons with your cats? All right, everybody, until next time, don't forget, subscribe and hit that like button. Let us know that we're doing a good job around here, and I will see you next time. All light, all love, all mojo. Okay, now let me do an intro. I think that's good.
Okay.
I think so. Let's just do one more chip because I want one.
Really, Jack? Really?
I love you.